Hey YouTube, it's Go from the Friday Night Shooters and welcome to another video on Rust. This video has three purposes really. I'm going to look at three areas. One, I want to talk a little bit about the server that I'm playing all my Rust games on at the moment. After that, I want to talk about Rust, the game in general, what it's like now as an alpha and how I think it might develop in the future and what that means for us who play. And thirdly, I'm going to sort of give advice to players who, I notice in the server a lot of players logging in who are brand new to the game, and sort of advice on how to improve. Now, I apologise, my voice, I'm a little bit under the weather, so my voice isn't perfect today, but hopefully you can bear with me. What have I been doing with Rust? I've been playing Rust for a couple of weeks now, and I'm pretty much addicted to it. I got very frustrated with it a few days ago because of the nature of the server. I suppose to explain this properly, I need to go back and explain the server that I'm playing on. I'm playing on the Beer and Noobs server, which is a very well organised server. Got excellent admin personnel, and they have a very good forum attached to it as well. So it's beerandnoobs.com, I think, is the website for that. Now, the basic premise for this server, the rules on this particular server, is that you cannot just go around killing people, which is what is happening on a lot of the Rust servers, and it's making it just a mess, really. You can't actually get into the mechanics of the game because you're too busy trying to avoid getting shot in the face every time you meet someone. So, the Beer and Noobs guys, what they've set up is a server that, yes, you can kill people, but only under very particular circumstances. So, you can't KOS, you can't kill on sight, you can't just walk up to some guy and shoot him and take his stuff. Which is pretty good, which straight away elevates the gameplay in the server to a much richer environment. The other thing that you can do is when can you kill? Basically, you can kill if you announce a raid. So up ahead you can see a giant base. So say I wanted to go in and steal stuff from that base. I have to announce over voice, so over my comms, press the V key and announce raid. I also have to type it by pressing T and then typing it down so it appears in the bottom left of the screen. That lets everyone know that there's somebody on the server is raiding, and it gives people a chance to get back and defend their bases. Now, I would never I'd never raid a base as big as the one I've just walked through, because I'm basically playing the game solo. I would need a group of people. Now, as far as the server, when the server is working well, as you see in this video, it's working really well for the simple reason is it's quiet. It's quite early in the morning when I'm playing. I'm up earlier than usual for a Sunday, so I said I'd jump on for an hour. Ended up being a little bit longer than that, and I was able to gather lots and lots of resources very effectively. So I would highly, first of all, anyone who's playing Rust, don't just judge the game on the first server that you jump into. Okay, give it time, jump through a few different servers. I'd highly recommend this server, the Beer and Noob server. It's already getting a nice little community going, lots of banter on the chat, but still lots of shooting and killing as well, you know, but within the structure of the gameplay. Now, they have a second server in which you can kill on site, you can PvP as long as it's night time. But the server I play on, there's no PvP, player versus player killing, unless there's another situation, in which you can kill, and that's if there's an airdrop. So the airdrop is where the plane flies overhead, drops crates by parachutes. They take a couple of minutes to float to the ground so everyone can see them. And if they normally drop loads of really good goodies, you know, stuff that you really want, weapons, explosives, that kind of stuff. So everyone kind of wants them. But it's kind of fair game. If everyone's going for them, then you can kill each other. So generally, if the crates drop too close to sort of the main centre of the population, I just avoid it. But sometimes I've been lucky and I've found crates have landed when I've been out wandering way out in the wilderness. The airdrops have been quite close to me, and I've managed to just grab so quickly and run away. So, moving away from the server then, and moving on to the game itself, Rust. What do I think of it so far? Well, bear in mind that everything talked about in this video is that Rust is in an alpha stage. Now, it's a very good alpha. I mean, there are some issues with the servers. The servers were attacked, DDoS attacked last week, which is just, I mean, that's just pathetic hackers. I mean, I think there are different levels of hackers. I mean, these hackers who DDoS games earlier, they're just like, you're not really a hacker, you're just a pain in the neck, and go hack something interesting and make a real statement in the world. But that's besides the point. The game itself, any game can get DDoS, not just an alpha game. The game itself is working pretty well. what the crafting mechanics work well. You can build your shelters. I mean, there's glitches, but compared to other alphas I've played, I'm pretty happy with this. It runs very smoothly. I mean, I have a pretty decent rig, but it's running good. It's running well. Now, how is the game going to develop? I suppose, just in a couple of sentences, what do you do in the game? You spawn naked, you spawn with a rock, you spawn with a torch, and a couple of bandages. And from there, you've got to sort of survive. It's a survival game. So the point is to survive, not to kill. Right? Killing is secondary. First thing to do is to survive. Now, to survive, you need to gather resources, wood, stones, metals, ores, things that spawn around on the map in kind of rock nodes, as you'll see during the video. Added to this, then, you can go and kill zombies, as I'm doing right now. Now, zombies drop backpacks, and in the backpacks you can get more resources that you can't just farm, or you can't just dig up out of the rocks. So zombie killing is part of the game. Now, the zombies are not going to be in the game forever. Right? The zombies are in there at the moment as a way of getting extra resources. But as the game develops, Gary Newman, I believe the developer's name is, he's guided Gary's Mod, Face Punch Studios is the name of the game development studio. So he's quite active on Reddit. He's quite active in other areas on Twitter, kind of talking with people who are playing the game about development. So what he has said is that the zombies are going to go. Right? Not quite sure. They may not be directly replaced. It's not like they're going to replace zombies with dinosaurs or zombies with aggressive AI settlers. Right? The zombies are going to go. They're there at the moment because they work at this alpha stage, but they'll disappear and it'll move more towards alpha. Another thing that's going to change quite a lot is that at the moment you can go from being a naked guy with a rock to a guy wearing a radiation suit carrying a rifle with a holograph and a laser and all that sort of stuff quite quickly in the game. I mean, within hours if you're lucky with the resources you come across. So that's going to change as well. It's going to be a more gradual process. I'd like to see it go kind of, different, a tree route where, different branches of the tree. You might go that you might develop yourself as a crafter, as a builder, or you might develop yourself as an engineer who can build maybe transport device, which we'll talk about in a moment, or you might go down the route of kind of army recon, where you can use guns, weapons, that sort of stuff. Is also, I mean, there's so many ways this game can go. For every person that plays the game, okay, there's a unique idea in their head of how they'd like the game to go. But the important one is what's in Gary's head. What does he want to have happen with the game? And he's quite categorically said it's a survival game. It's not necessarily a game that you kill on sight, but killing on sight is not that bad. Right? Killing on sight, some days you just want to go in and shoot people. That's absolutely fine, but it has to be balanced. It has to be balanced in such a way that you can, if you decide not to play that way, there are means of avoiding it through building adequate shelters. Now, the problem with the shelters at the moment, one of the main problems is the doors. Right? If you put a door in a shelter, only you can open the door. So if there's 2, 3, 10 of you trying to use the same shelter, you cannot share the opening of the door. Whoever placed the door has to be around to open the door to let people in and out. I saw a great suggestion on the Reddit Rust page where you could put like a combination lock on the door, which would be great, so that everyone would know the combination number, and that would let you in and out of the door. So that is going to get sorted at some stage with the doors. They're working on stability for the game at the moment, but it's getting pretty stable. I mean, for me, it's quite a stable experience. You will see that I do get kicked out of the game, but I don't know if that's the game or the server it's running on. But I get back in very quickly. Now, other things they've mentioned is the ability to bury stuff. Okay, so it's not going to be able to mine. It's going to be too much of a push on system resources to be able to mine the whole area that you can see on this island map, like you could in, say, something like Minecraft. But they have mentioned that you may be able to dig. So you may be able to dig down a little bit and hide stuff, which I think would be great. I love the idea of having stashes that are better hidden. Because at the moment, you can only place your stuff in a box, place your box inside a little house that you build. Little house is like a big flag saying, steal my stuff, please. So the idea of being able to bury stuff is a great idea. Other developments that they're talking about for the future is in terms of transport. So what are they going to do in terms of transport? I've heard talk of helicopters. So the idea that you could fly from one side to the other. Helicopter, I think, yeah, maybe later in the game. I don't want to see that yet. Gary said the game is going to develop as you would develop, you know, if you were the Tom Hanks character in Castaway. You gradually get these technologies. They threw a car into a game as a test, briefly. I didn't see it now, but I've read posts of it. But there's a very good suggestion again on Reddit about using horses. So the idea that you could add, they already have bears, wolves, pigs, deer in the game, but the idea that you could add horses and that they could be tameable, and that would be a quicker way. Because as you can see, like, even when you're holding the shift key and you're sprinting or running in the game, you don't travel particularly fast. It takes it's a big map, which is a good thing, but it takes a long time to traverse it. So they're just a few of the things that could be coming into the game. So the idea of transport, the idea of combination locks on doors or shared doors, the idea of being able to dig and bury stuff. Booby traps is another one, right? Because raiding is basically where you go to someone else's house, break down or blow off their door and steal their stuff. Generally while they're not there. Sometimes they are there. Now, booby traps are another great idea, I think. I think it's a fantastic idea that you could actually booby trap your shelter so that when someone comes in to steal your stuff, they blow off the door, they walk in, they trip a wire if they don't see it. You're about to see me getting logged off here. Sorry, try to log back on. But yeah, your tripwire or whatever, they haven't said what way the booby trap would be set up, but whatever way, when the booby trap is tripped, you would probably trigger some mechanism that will kill the attacking player, the person who's raiding. So I think that's a great idea. I like the idea there being lots of different types of booby traps, so you have to, and then build in the kit to get around them. So that could be very interesting as well. And there's lots of ideas, guys. Get on Reddit if you want to look at where Gary's been talking to players of the game, fans of the game, people who are playing the game, and they're really interested in how it's going to develop. He's very good at talking. He's very open. He's good on Twitter as well. So check that stuff out. So finally, what I'd like to talk to you about is newer players. Okay, so I struggled when I first arrived in. I spawned into this server. Completely and utterly naked with the rock and having very little idea what to do. I'd had a quick look on Google, but I didn't really know what to do. So I had a guy help me. I was very lucky when I spawned in. A guy called, I think his name was Swish Swash, and he gave me some wood. He let me shelter in his house the first night, and he just kind of gave me some general tips. And I found that led to me really enjoying the game. Whereas if I'd run around a bit confused, I may never have got it. So, if you're very good at the game, I suggest you probably don't want to watch the rest of this video. But if you, hopefully I can add some tips, even if you're relatively experienced. So, this is my tips to new players, right? First of all, hopefully you'll spawn in during the daytime. If you're spawning in at night, you're just gonna have to deal with that first night. Try and stay warm, try and stay out of trouble. But spawning in during the day, what you need wood and you need food, right? So you can use your rock to get wood from the trees or from wood piles. You need food. Go for the pigs with your rock, because you can't really kill the other animals with your rock. Avoid all zombies. And you also need stones. Now, stones you don't get from just banging any mountain. You have to look for a rock node. You may have seen me hitting some of them in the video here. From that, then you can make a hatchet. The hatchet means then that when you hit a pile of wood or when you hit a stone node, you'll actually get more of each resource that you're collecting. So instead of getting 5 pieces of wood, you might get 7 or you might get 10, depending on how good your tool is. Okay, so first night you want to build a shelter, build away from the road. Don't build too close to the road. Try and hide it away somewhere. Stick a door on it. You'll need plenty of wood to do that, but build a basic shelter and bed down for the night. Make a campfire with the wood. Cook the chicken, which no matter what animal you kill, even if it's a pig, you get chicken. Cook the chicken and get ready for your next day. So the next day, what you want to do is you want to get up nice and early, even when it's still dark. Get running around, get more wood because you're going to have to build a better shelter. But you can be sort of reconning where the best location is, and also running around. If you notice, I pick up these chests every now and again. If you come across a chest, look in it, grab whatever's inside it. It'll probably be something better. Particularly the blueprints. If you see the blueprints that are in my inventory, they basically open up new items on your crafting menu, which means you can craft better things. Your life is just a lot easier. Eventually, you want to get enough metal to make a 9mm pistol. Right? When you make a 9mm pistol, you also need to make bullets, so you need gunpowder. All the ingredients are in the crafting menus. That's when you can then start looking for zombies. This may not all happen in the first day. Be careful with zombies. They can kind of spawn in packs, so you want to kill them one at a time if you can. If you notice your health going, get out of there fast. Alright, get out of there as fast as you possibly can. It's better to run away and let yourself heal than to try and kill one extra zombie and then die and lose everything. So, one zombie at a time, maybe two. Pick up what you can get. You need to make clothes. The clothes you make from originally in the beginning from cloth, which you'll get from the animals that you kill, which will stop you feeling cold at night. If you don't have clothes, just use the campfire that I mentioned earlier. And that's basically it for now. Okay. If you're on your own, you just repeat the process. Get safe at night. When you're building your shelter, all right. A couple of tips that I've learned. Careful who you trust. All right. Some people want to make a base. I haven't made a base, and I've been reasonably successful by not making a base because bases attract attention. Bases are like a big giant flag saying, I've got loads of cool stuff stored in here behind my metal doors. And other players, and other groups of players more importantly, who have researched and found the blueprints for explosives and charges, explosive charges, basically C4, they will come to your metal doors when you're logged off the server, blow up your metal doors, take your stuff. And it just becomes a bit of kind of to and fro between that. My preferred style, and I must emphasize, it's totally my style. I like running solo at the moment, for the simple reason is nothing is secure when you log off the server. So my suggestion is, if you want to keep your stuff, build a small shelter with a proper one with foundations, but with a footprint of 1 square. Stick a metal door on it and try and hide it. Try and have it so that nobody can see your shelter. No matter how well you hide it, somebody will see it, but hopefully there won't be somebody who's got a load of explosives on them to get in. So hide your shelter. Stay away from the road, not too far away, because you need to come and look for these boxes. So if you're trekking miles and miles and miles, it'll get dark by the time you get there. And once you got your shelter, keep it hidden. Be careful when you're going back to it at night. Is anyone following you? That sort of thing. So that's if you're on solo. Then you can start trying to make friends. I wouldn't tell them straight away where you live. If they want to make a base, then you could start making a base with those guys. Bring your resources to them, make the base together. But you've always got I forgot to say, you've got to put a sleeping bag down. You make a sleeping bag from cloth, put a sleeping bag down in your shelter as soon as you build it, because that's where you'll respawn if you die, or you get the option to respawn a camp, choose it, put you back where you were. So yeah, if you want to gather, or if you want to pool your resources with other people, then I would say at least you have your base to spawn back to if everything goes tits up, if everything goes the wrong way. And so, I mean, that's about all I have to say. It's a longer video than I usually make. Rust I'm about a year on YouTube now. I only bought my PC about 6 months ago. I originally was on YouTube playing on my Xbox. I had an external capture device for that. I upload the files to YouTube and use the YouTube editor. I might make a video on that at some stage. Now, gradually, I've got my own rig, able to record more easily. Got better editing software, better microphone, that kind of thing, making better videos. So, if you told me a year ago that I would be playing a game called Rust, I would say to you, what is Rust? Never heard of it. Because I don't think it even been made at that stage. So I have no idea what game I'll be playing in 2 weeks time or 6 weeks time, but at the moment Rust is taking my fancy, and that's the way my channel is going to work. I'm just going to play the games I like playing, make videos because I enjoy making the videos, I enjoy the editing process. Hopefully if you guys enjoy it as well, you'll watch them too. And yeah, hopefully you get something out of it. And please leave a comment as well. If there's certain games you're enjoying my videos more of, or if there's something you'd like to see. I've noticed Owen's been leaving me lots of comments, so thanks very much, Owen. I appreciate that. And he's asking me to make a let's play. I'm just not in a position to make a let's play at the moment. I'm not playing regular. It's difficult for me to record and speak just with where I live at the moment, and the other people living in the house. It's not the best situation for making let's plays and chatting the whole way through it. So I have to kind of choose when and where to record. Having said that, I will try it at some stage. So yeah, I'm rambling on now, so I'll let you go. If you've watched this far, thank you very much. Join us on the Beer and Noobs server. I may put the website address to the forum in the description. Read the rules first. Once you follow those rules, you'll have a great time, and you'll still get to kill people, still have lots of fun, but in a structured manner. Okay, take care guys. Thanks. Bye.